She said, take the long way home. She said, take the long way home. So I turned the truck around. Been driving for a couple hours, trying to beat the setting sun. I was focused on the quickest route, she was focused on having fun. And she pointed at an old dirt road, running off toward the trees. Said, I bet there's something worth seeing. I said, you're impossible to read. Smiled and said, you're always rushing, like the finish line's the prize. Then she reached across and turned the radio up and rolled the windows down wide. Funny how a little detour can change the whole feel of a day. 'Cause 10 minutes later we were laughing 100 miles from the interstate. No map, no rush, just us and a little dust. She said, take the long way home. Take your time and let the night unfold. Back roads, old songs, and a hand that won't let go. Yeah, some of my favorite memories started with somewhere else to go. She said, take the and I never said no. We found a little roadside diner with a neon sign and cherry pie. And no man told us he'd met his wife there back in 1975. Said the best things in my whole life happened when I changed my plans. She looked at me like she'd already known it and reached over for my hand. By the time we climbed back in the truck, the stars had taken over the sky. No hurry left in either of us, no reason to say goodbye. Just a quiet little feeling that this was exactly where we should be. Not because we'd found somewhere special, but because we'd slowed down enough to see. Stay here, drive slow. The best things ain't always where you're supposed to go. She said, take the long way home. One more mile before the night's through. Warm air, bright stars, and the whole world down to two. Yeah, life gets better every time I let go of what I can't control. She said, take the long way home. And that's where I wanna go. One more time, one more song, one more reason to keep rolling on. No clocks, no race, just your smile and this place. She said, take the long way home, and I hope she keeps saying it forevermore. Wrong turns, good nights, and things worth slowing down for. Yeah, someday when they ask about happiness, I think I'll know exactly what I know. She said, take the long way home. And I never let go. Take the long way home. Take the long way home. So I turned the truck around. turn the truck around. I'm gonna need another Saturday night. We're gonna need another Saturday night. This one ain't enough. We started out on somebody's back porch, just 6 folding chairs and a cooler of beer, talking about the kind of things you talk about when your best friends are sitting near. And somebody put an old song on, and somebody else lit the fire. Before long the whole neighborhood started showing up one by one. Kids were chasing lightning bugs, the grown-ups acting half their age. My buddy swore he still had a fastball and nearly pulled something, trying to prove it on stage. We laughed till our sides were hurting, like we hadn't in a long, long while. The kind of night that sneaks up on you and leaves you wearing a smile. Stay late, hold on, nobody's ready for this to be gone. We're gonna need another Saturday night, 'cause this one flew right by. Cold drinks, old friends, and a sky full of summertime. If happiness has a picture, I think we're standing in it now. We're gonna need another Saturday night, 'cause this one's running out. Around midnight somebody found a guitar, and suddenly everybody knew the words. Even the folks who can't carry a tune started singing louder than the birds. My cousin danced with his high school sweetheart like they were 17 again. And for a little while nobody got older, nobody had work on Monday then. I looked around and thought to myself, this is what people mean by rich. Not money sitting in a bank somewhere, but nights exactly like this, the kind you remember years later for reasons you can't explain. Just a bunch of good people laughing and forgetting every little pain. One more song, one more cheer, let's keep this feeling right here. We're gonna need another Saturday night, 'cause nobody wants this one to end. Bright stars, campfire smoke, and a yard full of friends. Yeah, tomorrow can't wait till morning. Tonight belongs to us somehow. We're gonna need another Saturday night, 'cause this one's running out. One more story, one more round, one more memory before we shut it down. No hurry, no race, just this night in this place. We're gonna need another Saturday night, 'cause I don't think we've had enough. Good hearts, warm air, and all this simple stuff. Yeah, someday we'll wish we had one more evening exactly like the one we're in right now. We're gonna need another Saturday night, so let's stay a little while. We're gonna need another Saturday night. Feels like one of those nights. Feels like one of those nights you talk about for years. Nobody planned a thing this evening. It just kinda happened on its own. A text went out around 6:30. By 8 the whole crew had shown. Some brought coolers, some brought stories, some just needed to get away from another week of alarms and deadlines and everything life likes to say. The fire got going just after sunset. Someone turned the no speaker on, and before long we were all singing the songs we've known forever long. Amazing how a few good people can make the whole world disappear, till all that's left is laughter and music, and everybody gathered here. Stay late, lean in. The best nights start just like this again. This feels like one of those nights, the kind we'll still be talking about. Bright stars, cold drinks, and a whole lot of singing out loud. Yeah, some memories and now themselves early. You know they're special from the start. This feels like one of those nights that's gonna stay in my heart. Around midnight, my old friend Danny started telling stories from back then, about the summer we thought we'd conquer the whole world before we turned 10 then. Half of it was probably fiction, the other half we'll never know. Didn't matter, we were all laughing like we had nowhere else to go. Then somebody passed me the guitar and asked for that old song again, the one we all know every word to, even after all these years have been. And for a few perfect minutes, nobody had bills or stress or pain, just voices rising toward the heavens like we were young again. Hold on, don't leave. These are the moments you don't want to lose or grieve. This feels like one of those nights, the kind that somehow slips away too fast. Warm fire, old friends, and a feeling built to last. Yeah, tomorrow can't wait till morning. Tonight's exactly where we are. This feels like one of those nights written in the stars. One more laugh, one more round, one more memory before we shut it down. No clocks, no race, just this night and this place. This feels like one of those nights, the kind that gets better every year. Good hearts, campfire, smoke, and everybody gathered here. Yeah, someday we'll raise a glass and say, remember when with smiling eyes for years. She said, don't go home yet. She said, don't go home yet. So I stayed a little longer. My keys already in my hand, halfway through saying my goodbyes. Long week, tired feet, same old story. Ready to call it a night this time. And she caught me heading for the door with that look that always changes plans. Said one more song won't hurt anybody, and took my drink right out of my hand. The band kicked into something upbeat, and the whole room came back alive. Funny how one little moment can make you glad you changed your mind. 'Cause 10 minutes later we're both laughing in the middle of a crowded floor, like leaving early was the worst idea I'd ever had before. Stay here, hold on, some nights need one more song. She said, don't go home yet. The night's still got a little left to give. Bright lights, cold beer, and we're still young enough to live. Yeah, tomorrow's gonna come regardless. Tonight's too good to let it in. She said, don't go home yet. And I listened again. We ended up out on the back patio, talking underneath the summer sky about all the places we still like to see, and all the reasons people never try. She said life's too short for rushing home from nights that make you feel alive. I said you always know exactly what to say. She said no, I just know when to stay a while. And somebody started up a bonfire out behind the parking lot, and suddenly nobody was leaving, 'cause the night still had a lot of laughter left, and songs worth singing, and memories waiting in the dark. Amazing how a little extra time can leave such a mark. One more round, one more cheer, let's keep this feeling right here. She said, don't go home yet. There's still some magic in the air tonight. Fast laps, warm breeze, and stars burning extra bright. Yeah, happiness ain't always complicated. Sometimes you're staying where you are. She said, don't go home yet. And here we are. One more story, one more dance, one more reason to take the chance. No hurry, no race, just your smile in this place. She said, don't go home yet. And someday I'll probably think back here. Good friends, late night, and a girl who kept me near. Yeah, some of the best things in my whole life started with somebody saying when. She said, don't go home yet. And I'd do it all again. is gonna cost me tomorrow. This is gonna cost me tomorrow. But tonight I don't care. I should have been home an hour ago. Lunch pail waiting by the door. Alarm clock set for 5:30, and another long day in store. But somebody fired up the jukebox, and somebody yelled one more round. Funny how responsibility gets quiet when the right songs are loud. My phone says I need some sleep. My heart says I got time to spare. One's probably making better choices, the other doesn't seem to care. 'Cause all my friends are still here laughing, and nights like these don't happen much. Some things are worth being tired for. Some moments cost a little extra. Stay late, hold on, we'll deal with morning when morning comes. This is gonna cost me tomorrow, but tonight feels way too right. Cold beer, old friends, and a fire burning bright. Yeah, I know I'm gonna hate myself when that alarm clock starts to sing. This is gonna cost me tomorrow, but tonight's worth everything. Somebody found an old guitar, and somehow we all knew the words. Even the folks who can't sing a note sounded better than the birds. My buddy started telling stories we've all heard 100 times before. Didn't matter, we all leaned in like we'd never heard them before. Then I looked around and had that feeling, the one that sneaks up unexpectedly, that someday we'd all miss this moment more than we'd ever believe. These little nights of nothing special end up being the ones you keep, and I trade a few hours of sleep for memories this deep. One more song, one more cheer. Let's keep this feeling right here. Oh, this is gonna cost me tomorrow, and honestly, that's alright. Bright stars, warm laughs, and a nearly perfect night. Yeah, there are worse things than being tired, like wishing you'd stayed a little longer, son. This is gonna cost me tomorrow, and I'm not the only one. One more round, one more tune. Morning's coming way too soon. No rush, no race, just this night and this place. This is gonna cost me tomorrow, but someday I'll be glad I stayed. Good hearts, campfire smoke, and memories getting me. Yeah, life don't hand out nights like these as often as we'd all like them to come. This is gonna cost me tomorrow, but tonight we won. Oh, this is gonna cost me tomorrow. This is gonna cost me tomorrow, but tonight I don't care. No